Gaudy stats. Good God, that's gaudy. Welcome to Gaudy Stats
with Ben Simmons.
What's on the menu, Benny boy?
Well, the bubble bonanza is upon us. So entertaining. So many great games. It's been fantastic. Now, I live in Portland. I'm not a Blazers fan. Listen, bub. I'm not a bandwagoner, alright? I'm a Phoenix Suns fan. And, won 4 straight. Playing actually today against the Heat. Should be a good game. Could lose that game, actually, but minus Jimmy Butler. You know, Devin Booker playing great. Closing out games. Nice shot over Kawhi. But, you know, the Blazers are kind of like my adopted team, you know? First of all, I love their colors. Red and black. Something cool about that. I don't know. Just like it. And Dame Lillard. I just had a realization recently. He is the coolest customer I've seen in the NBA. Actually, that's a damn lie. It's Kawhi, of course. But Kawhi is like not, it's been established. He's like a cyborg. Doesn't feel emotion. Has dead eyes. Cold, dark, cloudy. Dead eyes. It's reptilian. But Dame is, I just witnessed a game playing against the Clippers. They no Kawhi. Speaking of the cold, dead eyes, they sit him down. You know, Paul George is playing. They sit him down in the fourth quarter. Blazers are up. Then the Clippers backups come in. And they end up beating the Blazers. And Lillard, he misses 2 free throws at the end of the game that would have put them up by 1. Then he misses a 3 that would have tied it at the end. And I just saw the interview with him at the end of the game. And just cool as can be. Not worried. Obviously concerned. You know, he takes a lot of big shots at the end of the game. He takes a lot of clutch shots. He misses some, makes some. He had a very, stoic, cosmic perspective. You know, he seemed cool with it. Patrick Beverly and Paul George were talking trash on their bench. You know, Beverly was pointing to his wrist saying it's dollar time. It's kind of funny. Pretty good dig. After Dame missed those free throws. I mean, it's biting. It's a biting insult. It hurts. But they should have won that game, though. He should have. But I like his attitude, you know? I like his attitude. I like that kind of like, who the F cares, you know? We're going to try to win the next 3 in a row, which is going to be hard. They play tomorrow. They play 76ers. And it hurt me. You know, I was watching that game as if I was a Blazers fan because I think they have the best shot to beat the Lakers. I mean, there's been Barkley came out and said they're going to win the finals, which is crazy. But they would give the Lakers a run for their money. They beat them once that I saw in LA. I think they might have, I don't know what their record is versus them this year, but like really recently after Kobe passed, they visited LA and Dame, I think he put up 50, over 50 in LA and beat the Lakers. I mean, we've talked about it before, but there's been a lot of like naysayers about today's NBA. You can't touch anybody, blah blah. You know, it's not rough and tumble. You know, just a lot of like leather diaper wearing brosifs out there. Or at least they think they're wearing. They want you to think they're wearing a leather diaper. You know, they want you to think they're lunch pail, old school, vintage, the vintage man. You know. Ancient masculinity. They want you to think that. But they have no conception of how difficult it is to make these three-point shots these guys are taking. Listen, I didn't play in the NBA. I mean, of course fucking not. You know? But I went out to the court yesterday. I tried to take some step backs. I almost ripped my arm from the joint, first of all. Second of all, I almost tore my Achilles. And third of all, I almost shattered my kneecap because it's really difficult. It's a violent motion, and then you got to contort your body and fire that sucker off from like 30 feet, 30, whatever. And I mean, like the three-point shot is from like 29 feet. These step backs are from beyond the three-point line. I mean, it's just, we've talked about Trae Young, but like Dame Lillard, this man is shooting 39% from three for the year. A little bit over that. He's taking 10 a game, over 10 a game, making over 4 a game. So he's right in the cusp of 40%. He's not quite there. I'll give you the exact percentage. He's close, but he's not. He's so close. 39.8%. So he's right there. He's 40%. We'll round up. We don't like to round up usually. I mean, 50, 40, 90. They don't round up a 50, 40, 90, so we can't really give him 40%, but he's right there. And the degree of difficulty on some of these threes, the quick release, the fact that he's using his legs every single time, you know, off balance. He's got guys trapping him like when he crosses half court, because he's that dangerous. Don't you get it? Hey, listen, old man. Listen, you old cranky, gray-haired mother. I just bleep myself. I'm censoring myself. Try not to curse as much, but sometimes it's hard, you know? Oh, they're not tough these days. They're down there shooting those threes and they never... Stop. Okay? Come here. Huh? Shut up. All right? What they're doing is hard. Shot making is difficult, and it's like a huge part of the NBA. Getting down there and like, you know, latching yourself onto somebody and playing like crazy, like prison style defense is not what made basketball great. It's about shooting, you fucking idiot. Listen, you son of a bitch. So much for not cursing. But it's fun to curse, you know? It's about putting the ball in the basket. Don't you want to watch them put the ball in the basket? Huh? That's what the game is. Basketball. Ball basket. We are watching some of the most amazing shooting and shot making of any era ever. This era we're in is unbelievable. James Harden, as annoying he is, as annoying as he is, how he thrusts his beard into people's faces, giving them COVID, giving them all kinds of bacterial infections, shoving his beard in their mouths, rubbing his beard all over their freaking eyes, scratching their retinas. That is still a beautiful thing. No, not the beard shit, but the way he shoots the ball, the step backs, okay? The hezzy dribbles, and then the lay-ins, the off-balance arcing shots. We're seeing scoring from a distance like we've never seen. The fact that they're trapping Dame Lillard at half court, has Steph ever seen that? Maybe in that 2015 season where we talked about it, that incredible 50, 40, 90 season where he like, oh my God, where he made 5 threes a game, scored 15 points a game off threes. maybe for Steph, but like Steph and Dame do have the similarity that they can get just in fuego hot at a moment's notice. Now, if you look at Dame's stats, because I've been just putting my face like an inch away from the screen and just staring at his stats. He has never, besides this year, if you're going to round up, he's never shot 40% from three. Now, Steph is, as we've talked about, is routinely almost just go ahead and carve that, just like, hammer that into stone every single year, 40% and above, 45% some years. What did he shoot that year I think he might have shot 45% that year when he had that 50, 40, 90. But anyways, he was close. So he's on another level of consistency, of deadliness. And people are kind of, if you're listening to the talk radio, people are saying, is Dame better than Steph? First of all, you gotta be fucking kidding me. Second of all, he's really fucking good, Dame is. I mean, but don't be a prisoner of the moment, because Steph, if you put their stats side by side, okay? Dame is having an amazing year. It's his best field goal percentage year, 45%. But that's his best. I mean, Steph has shot 50% from the field. As a point guard, he shoots a ton as a volume shooter. And we talked about it. I mean, Dame, here's his three-point shooting percentages. 36, 39, 34, 37, 37, 36, 36.9. We'll give him 37. And then this year, 39.8. Okay? It just doesn't compare. I'm sorry. I'm stalling because I'm looking up Steph's stats because I wasn't going to do this, but I think I kind of have to now. Well, let's take out this year. He played 5 games and he shot 24.5% from three. So that's disgusting. But he has never shot under 41% from three. Steph has, okay? 43.7, 44, 45, 42, 44, 45, 41, 42, 43. Here's his field goal percentages. We talked about Dame. 45% was his best year. Field goal percentage. Here's Steph. 46, 48, 49. These are percentages. 45, 47, 48, 50. His 50, 40, 90 season where he shot, yes, I was right. I got one thing right. Usually get these kind of things wrong. 45% from three. 5.1 out of 11.2 attempts. Then the next year, 46.8%, 49.5%, 47%, and this year, 40%. But we're going to throw this year out because he was coming back from the hand, and let's check back next year. But that was in 5 games this year. Come on. And my point is, they're not on the same level in terms of shooting. They're just not. I mean, even in late game situations, I'm gonna let's get inside of a time machine and go back to last year with Houston, how he single-handedly destroyed the Houston Rockets in those last couple games. Was it 3 games, 2 games, where he went in fuego, just couldn't miss? That's in a playoff series, man. That's in it wasn't Western Conference Finals. They destroyed the Blazers, I believe, in the Western Conference Finals. Blazers had a great run. Dame referenced this in his press conference. He said that Paul George, he knows about Dame because Dame ended their playoff run, the Thunders, from the logo. And it was incredible. It was the most incredible shot I've ever seen in my life. That's shot making. He wanted, do you understand? He could have tried to dribble closer. He had a lot of time. That was the most insane thing about that shot. He wanted that logo shot. Okay? He dribbled, he waited, he let time go off the clock. It was like 7 seconds left. I was like, what are you doing? And then he does a step back and drills a three fading away from the logo in Paul George's face. So yeah, of course Paul George is going to be mad about that. Of course he's gonna talk shit. You know, the next year in the bubble bonanza, as Dan has coined. He owns a trademark on that. Our friend Dan, who comes on the pod, bubble bonanza. It's hard to say. Bubble bonanza. Say it 6 times fast. Bubble bonanza. Bubble. Yeah, I can't do it. I mean, those kind of things hurt and they cut deep. And as Dame said very eloquently, he also did the same thing against Patrick Beverly when he was in Houston. Second year in the league, he ended the Rockets' season when he was playing with LaMarcus Aldridge. So there's a level of disrespect there. I think, as I told a friend, my friend Sam, also been on the pod, good friend of the show. It's bad juju. It's bad juju for the Clippers, man. I'm telling you. They're kind of shit talking. Just, and you know, the Clippers have been my pick to win the whole thing. I really think because of Kawhi's relentless, you know, cybernetic mind and body. It's been established. Many people have talked about it. How he's an android. His relentlessness is why they're still my pick. But I'm telling you, man, it's bad juju. That kind of shit talking. In this kind of game, it's kind of meaningless game for the Clippers, but really meaningful for the Blazers. And as I was talking with Sam, you know, we agreed they should have wanted the Blazers to win that. The Blazers play the Lakers. That's good. This is something that Jared Greenberg talked about in the telecast too. They should want the Lakers to play the Blazers. The Blazers are deadly, man. I'm telling you. And yes, I'm a little bit I'm living in Portland. You know, I'm watching NBA every single day. I'm following the Blazers. I've seen people with Blazers hats. I have a Blazers hat, but I also have a Hawks hat. I have a Nuggets hat. I'm a fan. Listen, I'm just a fan of the NBA. I should get an NBA hat with just an NBA logo on it. I'm just a fan of the league, man. Just a fan of the league. Oh, that was nice getting that little drink of water. Getting kind of parched. But oh man, I'm just saying, like, Patrick Beverly is a shit talking son of a bee, and I'll just say it. He's a shit talking motherfucker. I love him. I think he's amazing for the Clippers, but I'm telling you, man, sometimes his mouth writes checks that he physically cannot cash. And you've seen in situations when he gets punked, he is so deferential and so respectful. And after the game, he's like, oh, let me shake your hand, let me do all. But like, dude, you know, and this is something Sam said. It wasn't Sam, it was something I saw on Twitter. Somebody was saying he's like a little mini Draymond. I think that there's some truth to that. I like Draymond. I like Patrick Beverly, but I'm just saying, like, Dame has shown he has a knack for embarrassing people in huge situations. And don't be surprised if it happens down the line to Patrick Beverly, because there's no freaking way he can stop Dame in a one-on-one situation from 35 feet away from the basket when Dame is hot. like he is pretty much every other game. I mean, the previous game he had 45 points. I don't think he had a great game this game. I think he has like under 20 points even maybe. But he was getting doubled, tripled. Anyways, I'm not like some kind of Dame stan. I mean, I just showed that he's not on Steph's level. I'm just saying, like, you can't mess with that dude. He's just a bad man. I mean, he's just a little guy, but he's an assassin. Like, just a dead eye, you know? I mean, it's a sniper, man. How many other words can I come up for a long-range shooter? Dead-eye dandy. But yeah, they've been frustrating. You know, because their offense is so good. This is the Blazers I'm talking about. Their offense is so good, but they can't play defense. They're great for DFS because any team can score on them basically, and there's always like a high scoring game. They score a lot of points. I love Nurkic, by the way. I don't think I've ever said his name on this podcast, but not this episode, but this entire gaudy stats. I've never talked about Nurkic. I don't think one time, but the dude's averaging 22 and 11, 3 blocks. I think like 1.5 steals. He's racking up the assists. He had 9 assists today. He almost had a triple-double. It's in 4 games, mind you. But he's unbelievable. Like, I've been sleeping on him a little bit. Yeah, he's averaging 4.3 assists a game. I think that's counting this game. Basketball Reference probably updates every single day with this bonanza going on. But man, I love the Euros. You know that. Love the Euros. He's a beefy Sasquatchian man. And he can even hoist him from 3, you know? He's shooting 16%, but he shoots from the corner. You know, him and Collins, they'll hoist him from the corner, but they probably shouldn't be shooting him that much. But speaking of hoisting threes, Gary Trent. This is kind of a Blazers-centric podcast right now. But he's on fire from 3 right now. I think he's shooting... did somebody say he was shooting like 60% or something like that? Let's see. Actually, they've played 5 games, I think. The Blazers have. So, what's wrong about that? Basketball Reference needs to update. Yeah, he's shooting 62.9% from 3 in 4 games. So today, I think he hit like 7 threes. He's probably at that percentage or a little bit higher. But he is in fuego. Melo is playing great. Svelte, Melo. The team is just fun to watch. I think they've kind of been the story of the bubble so far, just like the entertainment factor. They took care of the Nuggets handily. You know, they beat the Rockets, which is huge. You're going to play the 76ers. They have a tough end of the year schedule. I'm just going to really quick go to their schedule here. Let's see. 76ers, Mavericks, and Nets. So, I mean, they could win all those games. No Ben Simmons, the other Ben Simmons playing for the 76ers. I don't know if that's a good or bad thing, honestly, because I feel like when either Embiid or Simmons is gone, the team just has a better feel. But they could definitely beat the 76ers because Nurkic will give Embiid problems. He might stymie Embiid here a little bit as well. So I'm excited, man. What can I say? I'm a little bit of a bandwagoner on the Blazers, but I live in the fucking city. What am I supposed to do? The red and black is everywhere, man. And yes, I have a hat. Okay, I have a Suns hat too. I have a Suns shirt. I have a Goran Dragic shirt that says "Got Dragic," like "Got Milk." Okay, I'm a Suns fan. Don't question my loyalty. Okay? But what can I say, man? I'm kind of falling in love. I've already fallen in love with Nurkic. That's been established. I got a big crush on Dame. I've always loved CJ. The silkiness, the mid-range game. But speaking of mid-range, how could I bury the lead of the bubble? TJ Warren, folks. Right now he's playing, they're playing the Lakers right now as I speak. He scored 18 points in the first quarter and didn't take a shot the rest of the game, which is fucking bizarre. What does he have right now? 27 points. I mean, the guy, this is against, there's all kinds of funny memes, like TJ Warren teaching Michael Jordan how to play basketball, and it's like a guy, I think it's Future rapper, who I don't listen to. I'm an old man, I guess, in rap years. And there's like some guy like over his shoulder, and he's like teaching them on the computer or something. It's just fucking like the dude. He dropped 53 points. I mean, when you drop 53 points, like people are gonna start making jokes, you know. And it was against Philly. It was against a great defensive team. You know, they got Maurice Thibault supposed to be like the best young defender in the league. He's a wing. He would be guarding TJ Warren a lot of the time. You know, Tobias Harris is no slouch defensively. I don't think he's amazing, but he's not horrible. Josh Richardson is supposed to be a good defender. I mean, these are all guys that you would think would be guarding him. And he put up 53 points. I mean, the guy is in fuego. What can I say? I mean, he's... And you know what the sad thing is? My voice almost cracked there. Fucking Suns traded him for like a ham sandwich and like a bottle of like $2 chuck, like some poo-poo platter shit. And I know what you're saying. Oh, they Kelly Oubre, and you know they brought in Cam Johnson, Kelly Oubre, great players. But the way this guy can, I know because I'm a Suns fan, and I played a decent amount of DFS. Followed his scoring outbreaks, barrages. Maybe outbreak isn't the right word to use in this era, but this dude can just flat out score. And there's a place on the Suns for a scorer. It'd be nice to have another scorer right now. I mean, fucking put him at power forward. I know he's a little smaller, but like, for God's sake, there's a role for him. A featured role for TJ Warren on the Suns right now. I mean, it's kind of sickening. It's like when we sold Rajon Rondo for like, you know, $3 million to Celtics, and it goes back. It's like, you know, getting rid of not paying up for Joe Johnson, and he wanted a lot of money, to be fair, but it goes back many moons, all the failures, storied, legendary failures of the Suns franchise, but some successes as well, you know. Speaking of that 7 seconds or less, I really enjoyed watching the Rockets play. I love the small ball lineups. I love the tenacious defense. Like, Daniel House has become a pet player of mine. I enjoy what he does. He's like kind of in this weird 6'7", 6'8" mold, and he's like raining threes right now, playing great defense. They have all these interchangeable parts. It's fascinating to see TJ Warren, PJ Tucker. They both have a J in their first name, or their first initials, so please bear with me here. But PJ Tucker get down low and defend some of these big bodies. Just putting his ass, like just shoving it back and like boxing out these huge beanstalk galoots, like shoving them back. It's hilarious. It's kind of like comical, kind of vaudevillian in its ridiculousness and its cartoonishness. I enjoy it. I like to watch it. I think it's hilarious. I think it's been established that you think it's funny, Simmons. You can stop saying it. Anyways, no. James Harden, Russell Westbrook. The whole floor is spread out. Got guys in the corners. Got guys on the 3/4 angle 3-pointer, and these guys just go to work. All this space. You know, Westbrook is insufferable. I can't stand him, but he's taking guys off the dribble. He's lightning quick. Harden dissecting people. A lot of people hate the way they play basketball. I love it. I think it's amazing. I shudder to think if they had like another sharpshooter. Like if TJ Warren could hit. Are you going to keep saying TJ Warren for PJ Tucker? You son of a bitch. If PJ Tucker, what is he even shooting from 3 right now? He's shooting, all he does is those little corner 3-pointers. He's a fun player to watch. I mean, he's shooting 37%. It's pretty fucking good, man. I mean, his last 3 years, let's see. He shot 40% 4 years ago. That was with Toronto. I forgot that he played for Toronto. So his last 3.5 years in Houston, 40%, 37%, 37.7, and this year 37. Well, 36.9. We're gonna round up, break our own rule. So he's in the corner. I mean, the other night he shot 12 threes, I think, versus the Blazers. Was it? He had 3 of them, but it's like they just shoot such a high percentage, and there's so much variance, and they can come back. They can come back like in a flash, you know? And it's just fun to watch because you know the other team's up by like 10 in the fourth quarter with like 3 minutes left, and it's like the other team's going to keep, they know they can come back, that Houston can come back so quickly, so they're playing hard. They keep trying to score because the game is never out of reach. And TJ Warren, no, just kidding. I was trying to make it a third time where I say TJ Warren. I meant to say PJ Tucker. But he's so vital to what they're doing. He's scrappy as hell, man. Gets down low, gets all the dirty steals and blocks, and he's down there in the mucky muck, you know? Giving them that dipsy do. It's been a lot of fun to watch. I also like Robert Covington, even though he's been bricking threes left and right lately, hurting my fantasy prospects here and there. But like the funny thing about him, he can shoot like 2 for 12 from the field, and then also but like still get a lot of fantasy points because he gets tons of steals and blocks. Like the guy is forever like blocking some huge guy from the back. He comes around back and swats shots from the blind side all the time. It's hilarious. Is it funny, Simmons? Is everything just a big joke to you? Kind of, yeah. Except for the really dark stuff that's happening in the country right now. That's not funny. Anyways, I wanted to talk about the Lakers because there's something weird happening right now with them, and I can't really put my little finger on it. What the fuck is going on with the Lakers right now? LeBron came out and said it's something off the court that he can't control that is messing with their chemistry. I don't know what that means, but I do know that LeBron has been struggling in the bubble bonanza. He's averaging under 20 a game. He's not shooting very well. Let's take a little look, because I think he's playing better this game against the Pacers, but let's take a little gander. He just hasn't been himself. And it's fun. It is funny how some players have just kind of seamlessly picked up where they left off, and others have been struggling mightily. But yeah, I mean, he didn't play well against the Clippers. I know they won the game, and he was clutch at the end. But he had 16 points, 11 rebounds, 7 assists. He shot 31% from the field. I mean, let's take a look here. Let's do a little I mean, he's shooting 42% from the field. That's not. I mean, he's usually hovering around 50% for the season. I mean, the crazy thing is he's still almost averaging a triple double. He's averaging 6 assists a game. He's not shooting well. He's shooting 27% from the three, but he's never been he's been a good 3-point shooter here and there, but he himself is not playing that well. And it's funny because, like, going into the bubble, is it funny? You really think everything is funny. But no, it's interesting. Everybody was saying, oh, the Lakers have such great chemistry and they love each other. You know, they're doing little sleepovers. They're making little tents. And everyone's playing, video games into the night, and they're drinking hot cocoa, and they're playing, they're playing Golden Axe on Sega Genesis with their friends. That's what I used to do when I was younger. I remember I loved that game, Golden Axe, and I got that Sega Genesis Classic, and I played it. It's still amazing. It's awesome. You get the dwarf, and you hack, and then you can pick some guy up and throw him off the side of a cliff. And it's a side-scrolling arcade classic. It's fantastic. Anyways, their chemistry does not seem to be as great as was advertised by literally every single sports media outlet. There's something going on. Maybe it's Avery Bradley. I feel like their whole chemistry just went out of whack when he left. I mean, who knows what the story is? We'll find out. I'm not going to pretend to know. I'm not going to try to delve into possible reasons why not. All I'm saying is that there's something going on. And if I could reveal my true feelings about this, I don't want them to win the championship. Yes, I'm a hater, okay? I'm a Laker hater. I'm a Suns fan. I have been since I was a wee lad, okay? Now I'm a hairy 36-year-old man who's sweating profusely right now as I pace like a crazy person in my attic/office area, okay? It's hot up here. There's no AC. It's not that hot outside, but heat rises and I'm sweating, okay? And I can't deny that I don't like the Lakers. I don't like the Lakers. And I want them to lose. But, it's getting hot up here. I might have to get downstairs, make myself a smoothie or something, because I need to pick me up. I always do these podcasts towards the end of the day, tired, losing energy, and what can I say? My brain starts to shut down. But that's pretty much it, man. I just want to talk about this. I was gonna say playoffs. It feels like playoffs. It's the tournament, man. It's a basketball bonanza, and it's been so entertaining. It's been incredible. Great distraction. I got a message on YouTube. This guy was like, I've been enjoying the podcast, but I thought it was going to be more about like advanced stats, like crazy analytic type stats. And I had to tell him that I'm a fucking dumbass and I don't know anything about those. It was kind of embarrassing, humiliating slightly. I said, I'm not smart enough to know about any of that shit. But it got me thinking, I'm going to start incorporating more advanced stats into some of these pods, because, like, for instance, Damian Lillard, like, what's his average distance for a three-pointer? Like, it's got to be higher than most players, because he's pulling up well beyond the three-point line. Same with Trae Young, honestly. And some of these shots are such high degree of difficulty. This was brought up, I think, on the telecast by Stan Van Gundy. It almost makes it more difficult than it needs to be sometimes, Like these step backs, like Luka has been talk about some crazy stats, dude. Luka put up a 30, 20, 10 the other night. 30 points, 20 rebounds, 10 assists. I think he had 12 assists, 10 rebounds, and 32 points, something like that. Whew, that got me really hot and bothered. I think he put up 74 fantasy points. Oh my God. But playing tonight too. He takes a lot of these crazy step back shots, and they're not high percentage shots a lot of the time for him. He doesn't shoot them at as good of a percentage as James Harden and Dame, but he kind of gets sucked into the hero ball sometimes. So it's something to think about. You know, could he get down? I like when he gets into like the mid free throw line area, when he kind of hits that little floater. When he shoves his beefy body, like his pound. Dude is it's been established, but just a fun. He looks like a fullback or like a tight end. But he's not. He's not like a football player because he's not ripped. He's just kind of like a slightly overweight kid. He looks like a kid who eats like bacon sandwiches and drinks a lot of Coke. And you see him like in 8th grade. He's high energy, running around. Looks really unhealthy. Fresh face, but there's a tinge of like diabetes or something. That's Luka, man, and he's so fun to watch. But he takes some difficult shots. He makes some of them, but it's now this has been. I don't have the stats in front of me, but like the Mavericks are just having trouble closing out some of these close games. It's been well established. It's a trend. Porzingis is playing out of his mind. Maybe the best basketball he's ever played. Routinely getting 30 points, shooting a decent percentage from three, I think. And they just been playing great. They're fun to watch. Great. I think they have like one of the best offenses in the league. This year Porzingis is only shooting 34.5% from three. Last year he shot 39. He's a little bit of an overrated three-point shooter, but he's so deadly because of his height and the fact that he can block shots. And when he played the Rockets, man, he was just shooting over. He had 39 points. He was just shooting over everybody. In the bub, what's he doing in the bub? Yeah, he's shooting only 29.6% from three in the bub. But, he's also averaging 30 points a game. And he's shooting, 45% from the field. He shoots a lot of jump shots. But he was against the Rockets, man. He was just shooting over whoever was guarding him. That's the one disadvantage they have. And Anthony Davis, I think he could carve them up. Although I don't know if he played well against them when they played recently. But it should be interesting. The Rockets are going to be fun to watch. We'll see what happens. But I think that's going to do it for me. But yeah, I will try to. Good sir, I think his name Andre. I will try to do more advanced stats, and I appreciate you listening. Appreciate any new listeners, and of course, the core Gaudy Stats listeners. Thank you. Yes, you. Talking to you. Thanks for listening. I am going to get a snack because my mind is shutting down in real time, and I think I'm dehydrated at this point. I'm sweating, as I established, and I need to get to a water source or I'm going to collapse. Been watching Succession. Thank you to whoever recommended. I think it was Geezy. Thank you, sir. It's a great show. It's fantastic. I feel like Brian Cox in that show, unable to walk. No, I'm not going to compare myself to a guy who's had a brain hemorrhage. No. But it's hilarious. It's dark. Much like the joke I just made. Half joke. It's an amazing show. Love it. Succession. Check it out. Besides that, man, just, eating food, drinking water, living life, consuming news that's depressing. Dark times, but bubble basketball is a little bit of light in the darkness. Anyways, thank you so much for listening. Until next time.
So God. Gaudy stats.